Today's going to be a little different. We're in my kitchen, and I'm going to share with you at least 10 items that you could start a resale business with that you have right there in your kitchen. Let's go. I've been a reseller for nearly 40 years, and I can't imagine my life without thrifting. I've learned about a lot of things over the years, and I love to share my knowledge and adventures with you. So let's go be profitable and make it fun. Let's start off with some small appliances. As you can see, we've got 2 coffee makers. That's because Noah's a big coffee guy, and these were both gifts. One from me, one from his sister. And so we have a Keurig 2.0 and a Ninja, whatever this Ninja is. And both really super nice coffee machines, but we don't need 2. So if you have something where you got a couple of them, could be a really good thing to sell. So let's look at small appliances. Now we do have a couple of coffee makers. So you go to eBay, and up here you can just put, let's just put coffee maker. Let's see what happens. So coffee maker, 63,000 results. So we don't want to look at what's currently for sale, because not yet anyway, because what we want to really see is what is selling. So we come down here, scroll down here to the solds, and voila. Okay, we reduced it down to 25,000 sold. But that tells you there's a very good sell-through rate on coffee makers as well. Now you can narrow this down. We know we have used. So come over here in these filters, and let's just put in used. And what I like to do is sort by highest first often if I'm out and about and I just want to see what's really selling for big money. Obviously, commercial coffee makers are going to be a big money. But what we know is we have a Keurig, however you say that. So I'm going to put Keurig here, and then I'm going to sort by highest also. Now, we don't have a commercial one, but you can see there's a really great resale value on these Keurig coffee machines. So even though I paid a lot of money for this originally, buying it new, there's a really good resale market for the Keurigs. Of course, you have to find the right model and all. I think it's this one right here. So I think that coffee maker right there, I can get about $250 to $300 for. Let's take a peek at the Ninja coffee maker. I also bought this brand new as a present. We want to go and make sure that we are showing it as used. And then again, sort by highest. You want to see what's selling for the highest price. Now, this one doesn't have quite as high of the resale market. So my thought process is I will sell the Keurig and keep the Ninja because he's perfectly happy with the coffee that either one of them makes. So that made that decision on which one of those to sell. I also have 2 crock pots, a Hamilton Beach and a crock pot. I love them both. Do I need them both? I don't, so I can pick one to sell. I realized I have 2 slow cookers. I don't need 2 slow cookers. So I'm going to put slow cooker in here and also see what's happening on the slow cooker market. Again, we need to say that it is used. And first, just get an overall indication of which brands are selling for really high. Again, anything commercial is big money. If you like to go to auctions and that kind of thing, you can buy that stuff for pennies on the dollar and get it. But that's not where we're going in this video. So here we are in the solds. So of course you can see Wolf is a really good brand. But you do need to look specifically at the one that you have. And what I have a Hamilton Beach is one of mine. And I actually kind of love that slow cooker. So we've got, not that one. Mine is a big Mamba Jamba, and I'm not seeing it yet. And you have to consider the shipping, because a customer does consider, even though you don't make money on the shipping, the customer has to pay that shipping. See, $25 with $65 of shipping. To the customer, they're spending 90 bucks on this. What that tells me, and I believe this is my model, what that tells me is I may be better off selling this like on Facebook Marketplace or something for like 80 bucks, because the customer is willing to pay $90. So if you list it for local pickup, here again, this is going to be a total of about $78 for the customer. Maybe even a little more, because they paid that sales tax on that too, paying it through the internet. Sometimes. I don't want to get into the heavies, but depends what state. So the Hamilton Beach may be the one that I hold on to. I also have the Crock-Pot brand. Oh, now we're talking. Let's go to used. And it looks like the Crock-Pot brand would be the one that would be better off for me to sell online. Looks like it retains a higher resale value. Even though I haven't found my exact model yet, I'm finding enough to know that it does pretty good. Like here's one for $109.99, and mine's actually a little fancier than that even. So I feel like I could get a good amount for mine. I'm looking for my particular one, and it's here somewhere. But it's very similar. See, don't let this fool you. $38 with $122 of shipping. So look at the shipping and the price of the item itself just to verify you're in the right price range for when you list your item. So it looks like in this case, I would be better off selling the Crock-Pot brand and keeping the one that I actually use more anyway. And we all have stuff. We all have little gizmos and gadgets and things that we think we're going to use someday, and then we never do, and they end up on a shelf up in your pantry. Yeah, that's us. Now, we did do a little clean out of this when we moved recently, but we had a lot. We had a lot of pots and pans before we moved. These are the green. What are these? Probably our most used one. Green pan. See, green pan. That's what those are. And you can see, got them in bougie blue. This is probably like our most used everyday cookware. Got a few little saucepans and things. But some of you have an entire cupboard full of pots and pans that you may not be using. Okay, we all have pots and pans, and we all have pots and pans that we use and some that we don't. So you don't want to put pots and pans up here. But again, we can literally go and search by the category if you just want to get an overall idea of what pots and pans are selling for. Cookware is, I guess, the technical term. So cookware, so we've got frying and grill pans, saucepans, woks, pan sets, casserole pans. I don't recommend selling something in a set unless it's like brand new in the box. Generally, you're going to be better off in the used market selling an individual. So let's look at frying pans. And then you can just do a sort. I like to go highest first. That's my favorite way to sort things. And then also, is it not going to let me filter? Okay, I guess when you do it this way, you cannot filter down to sold, so stand by. So I just chose a very popular brand, which is Nordic Ware. A lot of us have Nordic Ware pieces in our home, so I put Nordic Ware up in the search up here, and I'm going to sort by highest first. And I'm going to say used. Now you might have brand new in the package items All right, so now we have our used items, highest first, but wait, we want to see what's sold. Hit the little sold here, and voila. So we've got, oh, the non-stick eggs plus pan, 42, but generally it looks like we're going to be in the $15 to $20 range, maybe even like the $12 to $20 range on the Nordic ware. I know Nordic ware is a little on the heavy side too. All right, so there's that. Oh, we want to look in all cookware though. I was just in frying pans on that Nordic ware. So we have all sorts of things. Again, if you specifically look at the items that you have, I'm trying to give a general overview of what things can sell for. I'm trying to think of another brand of cookware right now. What if I don't have a brand name? What if I just know the size of the frying pan? Let's say I have an 8-inch frying pan. I can do that. And then it's going to pull me up all of those. And then you can come over here by the brand and narrow it down. Oh, there's green pan. That's what I was trying to think of, because I think we had some of these. So green pan, and you can see these are brand new. So again, if you have used merchandise, you want to compare apples to apples and see what the used ones are going for. These look like they're pretty new. They don't even have the stickers removed. If I was at Seller, I probably would have called these new because they've never been used. That's technically the definition of new. But you can see there's still, like $20 pans. So go through your whatever the brand is that you have in your cupboards, and you can specifically look at what that piece is going to bring on a site like eBay. There's other sites too. I'm using eBay, but don't forget, we've got local markets on like Facebook Marketplace. We've got OfferUp. We've got Mercari, and Etsy's good for vintage, but not this kind of stuff. There's so many options to generate some cash flow and get your reselling business going. Or bakeware, cutting boards. This is a problem. Why do I have so many cutting boards? What's behind door number 1? I did pare down my dishes too. But before we did that and got organized, I had so many different sets of dishes. Now I am down to just my one set of my blue dishes. But before, my cupboards were overflowing, and many of those were really good dishes that I could sell. Even sometimes the melamine. We do love our melamine, you can see here. I don't know why I keep so much of this either, but some of these sell really good as well. Silverware. I think I picked this up at a thrift store. Or I might have gotten it new. I can't remember. This is Gibson. We don't have, as I said, any very high end. But always look kind of on the back here. You can see the name, the maker. I probably have a few that I could pare down from here. Another really big seller on the used market is silverware, flatware. Why do we still call it silverware if it's not made of silver anymore? But I digress. We want to go to the used and check it out. Now again, you'll need to look up your particular pattern and see if it is worth turning over on the resale market. Look at some of these. Some of these are hundreds of dollars. You can literally bankroll your new reselling venture with a set of silverware if you have it tucked in somewhere and you're not using it. We have a bunch of sets of silverware. I got to tell you, I don't have any high-end stuff, but many of you do. So I'm putting it out there. There's a lot out there. And you really don't need to have like high-end Oneida. It's not super high-end, but a set of silverware sells for some money. And again, if you get down to where, let's say, you're not going to sell a set. Let's see. Let's take set out of it. Single flatware pieces. Here we go. So again, it's going to bring up some sets just because of the category that people put things into. But if you go down from your sorting by highest first, you're going to get down to where you'll see some individual pieces selling. And again, you'll need to know what it is you have. I mean, $5 a piece doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you have 5 of them, that's $25. But research your particular pattern and the pieces that you have and see if it is worthwhile to put some of those together and throw them up on eBay. Again, this is all about finding things that you don't have to invest money in to get going in your resale business. Mugs. Mugs. We all have them. They get gifted to us. We buy cute ones. We get a cupboard that is full of mugs. I love selling mugs. Mugs are a good seller. So over 200,000 sold results of mugs. I'm going to take out tiki mugs, even though you might have some tiki mugs. We're going to just take those out. We're looking for just the more everyday things that you might have in your cupboard. And I just want to show you some possibilities. You may have hidden treasure you don't even know is in there. It is definitely worth going in and seeing if a mug that you have tucked away in that cupboard is worth, I don't know, over $1,000, because there is like a whole page of those that are worth $1,000 or more and up into the hundreds. I think any mug worth over $100, I would probably turn around and sell it versus using it. That's just me. But definitely the mug market is great. And even the everyday kind of just a fun novelty mug, I sell those for $8 to $12 consistently. Because people love mugs. They use mugs, they collect mugs, they give mugs as gifts. Mugs are absolutely a fantastic resale item. Do your homework on your mugs in the cupboard. Glassware. We've got a few sets. Oh my goodness, let's talk about glassware. I mean, I don't know what it is. I swear the glassware just multiplies up in the cupboards. And a lot of times there's some really good selling things that we have right there that we never use. Nobody needs, like 12 wine glasses. So if you have, well, I shouldn't say nobody. If you throw a lot of parties, maybe you do. But generally speaking, we like to grab our glass of wine at night, maybe keep a set of 4, sell the rest. But wine glasses can be a very good selling item. I haven't sorted by the highest first yet. I'll just show you. eBay kind of pulls up this best match thing. But here you go. You can see pairs of wine glasses. Now they are not like big money, but they are a bread and butter item that can do really well for you. Now I can put set of wine glasses up here. And again, we want to see what's sold, and we want to look at used. Going to the sold. There we go. Sort by highest first. And let's see. Now, we're going to get some skewed results. We're going to get, some really fancy schmancy stuff in here. So if you want to narrow it down, because we don't want to go through 2,000 different results. So here's something you can do. You can either narrow it down by the material. Let's look at plastic. Plastic wine glasses sell? Who knew? Check this out. Plastic wine glasses. You might have some of these. Look at that. You can sell them. I think I actually have some of these. Goodness gracious. Anyway, I digress. What you can do, I'm going to undo that. What you can do is take a word, like you're seeing a lot of these really high-end ones. You can put a minus sign up in the search. So I am going to take out the word cut. Let's see, that brings us, that cut, the result's almost in 2. And then I just keep looking. Bohemian seems to be a word used up at the top. And I'm not looking at the Bohemians. I mean, maybe you are. If you have those, then look for those. If I don't have Waterford, I'm going to maybe take out some of these brands that I know that I don't have. Baccarat seems to be coming up. And you can do this. Keep looking at those top results until you get down to a number. that's more manageable. I know, let's see, mine are not etched. Bougie has something to say about that. But you can keep doing that and keep taking out some of these names that keep coming up until you get down to a reasonable amount. Or you just simply look up the ones that you have if you know what they are. For instance, here's a set of Pier 1, the Crackle Goblets, a set of 4, $85. Again, you have to look this stuff up individually, but there's some really good selling stuff out there that you may not be using, that's just money sitting in your cupboards that you could be taking advantage of. Junk drawer. We all have them. Okay, we all have these too. A junk drawer. A junk drawer just full of stuff. There is literally a market. If you type in junk drawer, people sell junk drawer lots. Just a bunch of stuff that came out of the junk drawer. Stuff you wouldn't want to list individually because it's not really worth enough, to piecemeal it. But look at that. You can put together, and the junk drawer generally has, a lot of people do like jewelry, knives, buttons, pins, coins, badges. Wait, let me see. Was there a category we can use to narrow this down a little better? Let's see. Wholesale lots, and then you can kind of go, postcards and paper. Let's go other collectible lots. Let's see what's in here. Pins, buttons, postcards and paper, lighters. The stuff that ends up in a junk drawer. Just kind of take a look at what you have. Compare it to what others are listing. Put it in a jar. Who knows what you can do? But look at the potential here, depending on what you have to put in it. Junk drawer doesn't necessarily mean it's all junk. It just means it's just a mishmash of stuff that's been sitting in a drawer, and somebody else needs to own it. So there you go. I do have refrigerator magnets. Some of them I bought them like they were cool, but they're not like really my thing. So I could definitely part with them. Like these are probably worth some money. Okay, look what I found in the refrigerator magnet section. Magnetic bear paw 250. I have no idea what that is, but it's a $200 item apparently. And again, you've got some better brands in here, but check your magnets. Look at this. Do you know how easy it is to ship a little refrigerator magnet? Holy smokers. Who knew? People collect these. This is wonderful. If you have a refrigerator full of magnets, this could be a little money maker for you. Check it out. Some people sell, look at 70. You could literally buy a lot like this and turn around and piece them out. All right. We're talking about not having to spend money on inventory, so we won't go there yet. But $10? $10, that's a nice little chunk of change for a refrigerator magnet that is going to be literally a little piece of bubble wrap, slip it in an envelope and go. Gotta love that. This is my nemesis. I do love me some storage containers. Storage containers. That's something else that seems to multiply in the kitchen. And there is a market for these on the resale end of things. You can go through. A lot of people sell them in sets, you can see. I only sell in sets if it's really going to be easy to ship them all together, or it just makes sense money-wise, like, something like this where people want them like to stack together. Couple of Tupperware. Rubbermaid. Rubbermaid's a good brand. Tupperware is a good brand. Definitely lots of good brands out there. But just look at what you have. Go in, see what they're selling for, and what you can spare. I don't want you to get rid of the good stuff that you need to use. But if it's back in the cupboard and it's been there a really long time and you haven't really used it, two things can be accomplished. You clean out your cupboard. You can have more access to the ones that you really, really use all the time. and you make some money. I know this seems like a weird thing, but there's literally a food category on eBay. Food and beverages. And the things that you can sell are pretty amazing. Well, I mean, I don't recommend this. That's a little wackadoodle. But hey, interesting. Flaming hot Cheeto in shaped like a magic staff. Okay, that's probably not going to be your results on that. But literally, look, people are selling steaks. Now, I would hope that they are brand new. I'm pretty sure you can't sell used food. So we're not gonna toggle over to used. But let's go back up here to the individual categories that you have. So we have pantry. Let's see what's in pantry. We have herbs, spices, and seasonings. Now, see, that's one that a lot of us get a lot of these herbs and spices, and we don't use them. Now, these are some companies selling this stuff new. Let's get down. Oh, look. McCormick Spice Gourmet Meat Marinade, season 12. 12 of these for $220. There are discontinued products that people will pay insane amounts of money for. Watkins Original Gourmet Baking Vanilla, over a gallon of that. I mean, you just might have that laying around. It is worth checking out. See if you have something in your cupboard that's not expired. Don't sell expired items. And you can make some money on this stuff. I mean, unless you use it. If you use it, then you're not going to want to sell it. But here we go. Heritage Fare Seasoning Greens, 5-ounce pack of 12 for $72. We've got some organic seasoning salt. There's 6 of those for $70. Maybe you bought something and then you decided, you used like 1 pack of it and said, I don't really like this. And you have it in the pantry and it's just going to end up in the landfill if you don't find a way to do something with it. Look at A1 dry rub cracked peppercorn. Who knew? Who knew? But there is a market for seasonings, spices, that kind of stuff, and other kinds of foods and drinks. So check out if there's something that you bought maybe an abundance of it, and it's just not tickling your fancy. You can sell that on eBay. I do love decorating with my pumpkins. And turtles. That's where I put my cookie jars. Yes. I have room up there. There's going to be more. But for now. And fun little things. I do like my carrots too. I would be remiss not to talk about the decor that we all have, whether it be artwork or pumpkins. Pumpkins are kind of my obsession, but it's nice to know that I have the resale value there on many of my pumpkins if I ever chose to turn around and sell some, because a lot of times we have a collection of something and maybe we need to reduce the size of the collection so that we can add more that we like better. But for me, it's the pumpkins. And you can see my pumpkins have a good resale value. And the closer we get to the fall, that value goes up because that's when people start decorating with pumpkins. But whatever that thing is that you have in your kitchen that's up on your cupboards or it's on the counters, you can resell those items and make some money. And there's always more things you can add to a collection later. This is all about how do you get started reselling without investing any money. Well, I hope that has given you some ideas. I get so many questions about how do I get started if I have no money? And literally, we all have things in our home that we could sell tomorrow. And then you take that money and you don't pay your bills with all of it because you have to reinvest in your business. So decide on a percentage of the sale that you reinvest in more inventory, and that will grow and grow and grow. I think the mistake that a lot of people make is we have to pay those bills. And the instinct is to take every penny of the money that we sold of items and then pay that bill. But that's going to keep you right there in that spot of never having the money to invest in your business and grow your business. So that is my advice. Decide on what the percentage is that you're going to keep, reinvest, find more things, and keep finding things around the house. If you liked this video and would like me to do other rooms of the house, I know, it gives you a little sneak peek into my home too. Let me know down in the comments. Give me that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I do lots of other types of content. This was something very out of the norm for me, but could be part of the norm for me if you guys decide. All right, with that, you go be profitable and make it fun.